Welcome to JetBlue Park at Fenway South in Fort Myers as the Red Sox today host the Philadelphia Phillies. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox feel like they have some pretty good depth in their starting rotation. We'll see some of that extended depth today as they start knuckleballer Stephen Wright.
And the reason he's getting the start today, Clay Buchholz was supposed to get the start. He is pitching, but in a minor league game because the Red Sox opened the season against the Phillies. The Phillies are here today, and they didn't want them to see Buchholz pitch in this ball game today. So that's the reason he's making a minor league start, and Stephen Wright gets the start. Now, Stephen Wright's an interesting guy because he throws the knuckleball, and sometimes that takes a long time to develop. You know, most guys that come to the big leagues come as a position player, or they come as a conventional type pitcher, and all of a sudden they learn the knuckleball, and it takes time. Just ask Tim Wakefield how long it took him to realize that he could finally throw a knuckleball with success. So, you know, he's a guy that can give you a lot, either out of the starting rotation or innings out of the bullpen, and I see that in the future for Stephen Wright with the Red Sox.
Now, the Red Sox today will face Jerome Williams on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. It's a great day for baseball. Great day to be a kid in Southwest Florida, where today it's the Red Sox and Phillies from JetBlue. Coming your way next. Lesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Eastern Bank. Jordan's Furniture, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Nova Scotia Tourism. And by Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MySeats. Welcome back to JetBlue Park at Fenway South, Fort Myers, Florida, where the Red Sox host the Philadelphia Phillies today. Red Sox have taken the field, so check out the Philadelphia Phillies lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Ben Rivera leading it off in left field with Freddie Galvis at shortstop batting second. Cody Ashe at third base in the 3 spot. Russ Kanzler at first base in the cleanup spot with former Red Sox outfielder Grady Sizemore as the DH today. Jeff Francoeur in right field. Odubel Herrera in center having a terrific spring, hitting at .389. Cord Phelps at second base, bats 8th, and Cameron Rupp does the catching and bats 9th. First pitch of the ball game from Stephen Wright, misses for ball 1, and Wright getting the start today. 6-5 his combined numbers last year in the minor leagues. He made 6 appearances with Boston last year, and 1 start was 0-1 with a 2.57 earned run average in the majors. And able to beat Baltimore March the 7th in his last start. To Hopper out to Pedroia at second base, and Rivera is retired.
Well, let's take a look at the Red Sox defense. They're going to have Pablo Sandoval at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia, who just made that play at second base, and Brock Holt, the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez,
Mookie Betts and Shane Victorino, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Stephen Wright.
One down here in the first inning for Freddie Galvis. Galvis, the shortstop for the Phillies, starts today hitting at .262. This one skied to left, sending Hanley Ramirez backpedaling. Handles out number 2. 2 down here in the first inning.
So we've watched Hanley Ramirez in spring training make that adjustment from shortstop to left field. And I would say, Don, from what we have seen so far in the games we've done, it's been pretty seamless.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He has worked very hard out there, especially early in spring training, and really trying to work the wall and the different bounces off the wall. But has not got any bad reads so far that we have seen in the games that we've watched Hanley Ramirez. He handles out number 2, and here is Cody Ashe, a third baseman for Philadelphia. 13 games during the spring at .242. He's 8 for 33 so far in spring training. He takes a hack at that knuckler and can't get it. 0-2.
Good knuckleball that time from Wright, actually breaking down and in to Ashe, the left-handed hitter.
Swinging a foul tip that gets a piece of Hannigan. We talked about the Red Sox starting depth, and Wright part of that depth. John Farrell's been talking about him a lot during the course of spring training, where he fits in. They plan on him having some innings during the course of the year. It's just a matter of when, and here he is today. Seems like his pitches, Jerry, as far as the knuckleball goes, he throws them at different speeds, it seems like, at times, too.
Yeah, he does. You know, Wakefield was pretty much a one-speed knuckleball pitcher, but he mixes it up a little bit, right? He can throw a hard one, a softer one. A bit like R.A. Dickey, who throws a harder knuckleball than most. Ronnie Evans, Red Sox pitching coach.
One sails up and in, almost got a piece of him, and it evens at 2-2. Worked with Tim Wakefield earlier in the spring when Tim was here as an instructor. Swing and a foul, very defensive swing from Ashe. Stays alive. First major league experience for Wright came in 2013. 4 appearances for the Red Sox. 1 start, was 2-0 with a 5.40 earned run average. And a full count now.
Last outing he had was against the Mets. He went 3 innings in that game, giving up a couple of hits and no runs.
And a swing and a miss struck him out. Used the knuckleball to get it done. First K for Wright, a 1-2-3 first. The Red Sox are coming up. JetBlue. Stephen Wright has a 1-2-3 first inning. Red Sox coming up here in the bottom of the first. Let's check out Red Sox starting 9. Mookie Betts in center field, leading it off for Boston with Dustin Pedroia at second base. Pablo Sandoval at third base with Hanley Ramirez in the cleanup spot. Alan Craig, the DH, with Shane Victorino in right field, batting 6th. Brock Holt at first base, 7th, with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching today for Boston. Well, Jerome Williams well-traveled last year, spending time with the Astros, Rangers, and the Philadelphia Phillies. Starts this year with Philadelphia, and so far in 2 spring training games, 0-1 with a 3.38 earned run average for the veteran right-hander.
And the Phillies defense, Cody Ashley at third base, Freddie Galvis to shortstop, Court Phelps at second, and Russ Kanzler, the first baseman. Left to right, Ben Revere, Odubel Herrera in center field, Jeff Francoeur in right field, and Cameron Rupp doing the catching for Williams.
Mookie Betts to lead it off here in the bottom of the first inning, having a terrific spring training so far, and leading off most commonly for the Red Sox on a regular basis as he takes strike 1. That's at .438 for the spring. The breakdown 14 for 32 for Mookie Betts. Highest batting average American League leaders during the spring. And this one is driven deep and far to the left, but is hooking foul.
That fastball right now for Williams only registering about 88, 89 miles an hour.
Fly ball out towards right center field, traveling well, sending Herrera back, and that one hop up and over into the bullpen. A ground rule double for Mookie Betts.
But that has been the impressive thing this spring about Betts, the fact that he is using the whole ballpark, and we certainly saw him do that last year, showing power to the right field gap this time on a breaking ball down and away. So very good protecting the plate on that pitch down and away, just going with it, not trying to pull it, and one hop into the bullpen area.
So a double to get it started for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Dustin Pedroia. Line went into center field, not waiting around. Mookie Betts being waved around. The throw from Herrera is cut off, and the Red Sox very quickly jump out to a 1-0 lead. That was fast.
Now the top 2 guys in the lineup, as you mentioned, on having very good springs. Mookie Betts and Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia picking on that first pitch, a ball middle in, and takes it right into center field. With Betts' speed, even though the ball was fairly shallow out in center field, no chance to even make a throw home to throw him out.
So Pedroia at first base, a run in, still nobody out, and Pablo Sandoval coming up. He swings at the first pitch. Red Sox have been fairly aggressive here with Williams so far. Pablo 5 for 27 during spring training, hitting at 185. Today marks his 11th game of spring training. Sharply hit but foul outside of first.
Mentioned well-traveled Jerome Williams. I mean, he's been with San Francisco, Chicago, Washington, L.A., Houston, Texas, and Philadelphia.
Long time in between major league appearances. At one point in the middle of his career, he broke into the big leagues in 2003 with the San Francisco Giants, and then in 2007 was with Washington. Did not return to a major league mound until 2011 with the Angels, and had 3 pretty successful years with the Angels. Fouled off to the left out of play. Began last year with the Houston Astros. Ended up being released. Then Texas, July the 12th. Will be claimed off waivers by the Phillies on the 10th of August. He was 4-2 with Philadelphia, 9 starts last year. Roy at first base with a run in, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Stretch glove at Galvis and into left center field for a base hit.
Good at bat for Pablo Sandoval. Fouled off a bunch of pitches and lines a base hit into left center field.
Yeah, that's a thing that he can do very, very well. That was a changeup down and away, and he has the ability to stay back on that ball. And if you look at the location of this pitch, I mean, that's pretty nasty. But he's still able to get the barrel of the bat on it and take it to the opposite field for the base hit. So 3 very good at bats for the Red Sox to start this ball game off.
2 on, nobody out, a run in, and Hanley Ramirez the batter. 259 average. No homers and 4 runs batted in so far during the spring. David Ortiz off today, likely tomorrow as well. And they're hoping for his return on Tuesday or after the off day on Wednesday, probably more likely. Still battling the flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, I saw him in the clubhouse this morning, Don, and he looked much, much better and said that he felt much better than he has over the last couple of days. Said it hit him pretty good. And he looked more like himself today and chirping away as he always does.
Ramirez gets jammed and pops it up foul off to the right out of play. A little bit later on, we'll have some video for you of something very unusual that took place here at the ballpark this morning. It's kind of fun for a lot of the players. David was the referee for today's competition. I'll tell you more about it later, but it involved 2 groups of Red Sox players. One group, if they lost an agility contest, has to make the trip to Jupiter.
That's incentive enough to really want to win that competition,
yes.
Right?
And it's some great footage. We'll have that for you later on in the game. But David, very big part of that today. Even though he will not be part of the contingent going to Jupiter.
Now, what does he care?
He doesn't care who wins one way or another.
I'm not doing the agility thing, and I'm not going anyway.
I'm not doing anything.
No.
So it worked out pretty good. We'll have it for you a little bit later, though. It's quite the competition. You don't see that kind of competition. Normally, it's on the field. It's not on the backfields. Backs Hanley off the plate. Williams account at 2-2. Williams appears to be a little bit uncomfortable out there on the mound as he tries to work on his footing and the rubber area. So far, he's had a tough time. 3 straight hits, a run in. There's grounds at foul outside of third. Jerome Williams, 33 years of age. Alan Craig waiting on deck. In the dirt and a full count now. 48 and 54 in Jerome Williams' career, the 4.40 earned run average. 192 total games, 128 starts. To the mound goes Rupp to talk to Jerome Williams here. 2 on, nobody out in the first inning. Double by Betts, single by Pedroia, single by Sandoval. And a swing and a miss. Williams able to battle back and strike out Ramirez. First strikeout of the game for Williams. First out of this first inning.
Fooled Hanley on this. He goes to the changeup. After that meeting on the mound, they go to the off-speed pitch on the 3-2 count, and you can see the off-balance swing there by Hanley Ramirez.
2 on, 1 away, and it brings up Alan Craig. Certainly has had plenty of playing time during the spring. Today marks his 11th game. 267 average with a home run, 4 runs batted in. Making a lot of the road trips for the Red Sox. It's a possible double play ball to second base. Galvis crossed the bag and on to first. Twin killing ends the bottom of the first. Red Sox grab a run and take a 1-0 lead. Back at JetBlue Park as Mookie Betts set the table for the Red Sox in that first inning. He comes around to score the game's only run so far. Boston jumping out to a 1-0 lead, but Jerome Williams settled down after giving up 3 straight hits. Got a strikeout and was able to induce an inning-ending double play. So it is 1-0 Boston on top as we head to the second inning. And Stephen Wright enjoyed a 1-2-3 first inning. Had a strikeout mixed in to end the inning, and now ready to work to Kanzler, Sizemore, and Francoeur in the Phillies' second inning. Of course, we just saw the Phillies in Clearwater last weekend when the Red Sox were there. And, of course, we will see the Phillies again on opening day. First series of the year spent in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park.
Now the Phillies have been going in the wrong direction over the last couple of years. Attendance has been down. Season tickets have been down. Ryan Sandberg, the manager of the Phillies.
One of 2 Hall of Famers currently managing in Major League Baseball, along with Paul Molitor, the new manager of the Minnesota Twins. Larry Bowa alongside his bench coach. Pitch high for ball 2, 2-1. Seems when Wright has been missing, it has been up for the most part in this game. As Grady Sizemore waits on deck here for the Phillies. Swing and a miss. Healthy hack there. Got a piece of it. Foul tipping it into Hannigan's mitt.
Yeah, did not give in with a fastball on a 3-1 count. He stays with that knuckleball and gets the swing and miss.
Popped up foul and out of play off to the right.
That time he features a curveball on the 3-2 count.
And Stephen Wright, originally taken by the Padres in the 26th round, did not sign. Signed by the Indians' second-round pick in 06. And the Red Sox got him for Lars Anderson. This is a swing and a miss as Kanzler strikes out. Wright struck out Ashe to end the first. He opens the second by getting Kanzler.
That's already 2 strikeouts in the game, and that ties his spring training high for strikeouts. That time he got away with a high knuckleball, no contact.
He's retired the first 4 Phillies that he's faced on the afternoon, and here is Grady Sizemore. Sizemore 3 for 24 so far with the Phillies, DHing today. Red Sox into the shift on the right side on Sizemore. And Xander Bogaerts to the right side. Only Pablo Sandoval on the left side.
Now they'll make a shift as Sandoval goes to the second base side of the infield. 2 balls, 1 strike, less a chance of dropping a bunt down.
Back to the mound, nicely picked by Stephen Wright. He throws to first base. We saw Tim Wakefield as a very good defender as a pitcher, knuckleball. And I guess that's where you kind of finish. And he's kind of straight up when he finishes, but a nice play there to reach across to make the grab.
What happens with knuckleball pitches is once they release the ball, they do have a little bit more time to get themselves in good fielding position. We saw that with Wakefield for many, many years, and you see it right here with Stephen Wright. They're in a pretty good fielding position because, you know, the speed of the knuckleball is not the same, obviously, as a fastball, and it gives them a chance to get there properly.
And Jeff Francoeur comes up hacking and has a base hit into center field. The first Philadelphia Philly to reach today. It's a 2-out single to center field. So the veteran Jeff Francoeur aboard at first base, and Odubel Herrera coming up here for the Phillies. He's had a great spring training. Hitting at 389 during the spring for the Phils. $11 games, 14 for 36 so far during the spring. Wright had retired the first 5 Phillies that he faced today, 2 by way of the K, with a base hit by Francoeur. Strike called, evens a count of 1-1. Herrera has yet to appear in a major league game. He had 321 last year at Double-A, 96 games. Signed by the Phillies, actually taken by the Phillies in the Rule 5 draft in December this past offseason. Ground ball towards Bogaerts. He'll flip underhanded to second to conclude the top of the second inning. Inning and a half done from JetBlue. It's 1-0 Boston. 1-0 Red Sox on top of the Philadelphia Phillies as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. And Red Sox without Mike Napoli again today. Wait for Mike to be 100%. John Farrell spent a good amount of time here in between innings talking to Mike Napoli. Sure, he talked about how much time you really need. I mean, still have a lot of time here left in spring training, especially for a position player.
Dustin Pedroia said to me this morning as I went through the Red Sox clubhouse, let's get out of here. It's time to play. I don't care if it's in the snow or not. It just goes to show you how long spring training is.
2 for 16 for Shane Victorino in 7 games, hitting at 125. Al Duncan is with us today to check in with Al.
Thanks, Don. You know, after playing in only 30 games last year because of injury, durability is really the key for Shane Victorino. John Farrell said as much this morning that he's starting to see that get better and better as time goes on. He's expected to play today and tomorrow. I was talking with Shane a little earlier in the spring about how he was preparing for the season, and he said it was all mental for him, not physical. He went out to Vegas and he tested his mental capacities. He did things like hold his breath underwater for almost 3 minutes, things that he said he didn't think he could do, but he felt like that would prepare him more than anything else for this season and the trials and tribulations that come along with it.
Well, he's got himself a base hit here and physically appeared to be pretty good getting down to first base.
And once again switching around to the right side of the plate. Also, he's abandoned left-handed hitting. He started that way, but it made him too sore swinging from the left side, so he's going back to the right side. And I couldn't hold my breath for 3 minutes underwater, I can tell you that.
There's Brock Holt chopping it foul off the plate.
It's a different kind of training, isn't it?
It is.
Like becoming a Navy SEAL or something.
Yeah. Mind over matter, Jerry. It's all mental.
That's what you keep telling me.
And Brock Holt getting the start today at first base. Williams kind of slings it over to first base, but Victorino back without a problem. Williams had a problem to begin this game, giving up 3 straight hits. And calmed down, striking out Hanley Ramirez and getting Alan Craig to bounce into the 4-6-3 double play. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the second inning. Phillies at double play depth as Kanzler holds on Victorino at first base. Gets the arms out of the way, but takes strike 3. Fooled on that pitch, and Holt becomes a second strikeout victim for Jerome Williams.
That two-seam fastball. See it start inside, then tail back and pick up the inside corner. Very effective pitch there for Williams, especially against a left-handed hitter.
1 on, 1 out for Xander Bogaerts. Line down the left field line, foul. Xander 5 for 25 so far, and even 200 in that time, fracturing his bat, so he'll get a new one. Xander has to feel more comfortable coming into spring training this year now after having off spring training last year, the year before, of course, a part of the World Series, and kind of maturing before our eyes here. Still a young man, but knows his way around a little bit here now in major league camps, and coming in here to spring training, it's got to be a more comfortable feeling for him.
You know, he's a very popular kid too, and he gets a lot of support from a lot of people, certainly the coaching staff, fellow players, because he's such a likable guy. It's not like he's out there on an island all by himself. I mean, he's got guys that are trying to help him daily.
I know earlier on in spring you felt that his range seemed to have improved a little bit.
Well, you know, the games that I've seen him play, I think his first step quickness, which they talked about, has improved. I think he's improved in his positioning for making double plays. I have not seen him, you know, very much on the 4-6-3 double play, which needed improvement. And we talked a little bit about last year where he would kind of step toward the outfield instead of come charging across that bag. And that's something they were going to work on this spring. We have not seen, obviously, enough games to see him do that very often. But that's part of the game at shortstop that he's also working on.
Bogaerts fouls it off at the plate, and it's a full count now. And again, waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the second inning. To left field. Ben Revere started back. Now comes in, and that's pulled on high. A bad read, it appeared. May have been fooled on the swing initially, but it's a base hit for Bogaerts, and it's first and second with one down.
It sounded like that was toward the end of the bat of Bogaerts, and I think for a second that froze Revere out there in left field. Who cut fastball toward the end of the bat. And you can see Revere going to his right about 2 or 3 steps, then back in, and by then it was too late.
So 2 on 1 away, and Ryan Hanigan the batter. 3 for 13 so far during the spring in 7 games. 231. And again, learning the staff, which is never easy coming into spring training with a new team as a catcher. Catching a lot of these guys for the first time. It's a ground ball to short sharply. Galvis to second for 1, on to first for 2. And Red Sox have something going, but Williams gets another double play. It's 1-0 Boston. Top of the third inning back at JetBlue Park at Fenway South, where the Red Sox hold a 1-0 advantage over the Philadelphia Phillies. Cord Phelps, Cameron Rupp, and Ben Revere featured here for the Phillies. Beautiful day. It's been pretty warm down here in Fort Myers for the most part. Warmer than I can remember years past, really, Jerry. I mean, it's been in high 80s a lot of the days.
Yeah, I got here on March the 2nd, and every day has been in the mid to upper 80s since I've been here. I guess it was a little bit cooler previous to that, yes, in February, but I'll tell you, it really has been warm. It's almost like summer type weather. You know, sometimes you get those afternoon rain showers that they get down here in Florida.
And Cord Phelps homing against the Red Sox in a game in Clearwater last weekend. Getting it off here for the Phillies and fouling it off outside of third. Crowds have been enormous here at JetBlue Park, per usual. Another nice gesture here.
She didn't want it.
No?
She didn't want the baseball. It was a nice touch, trying to give it to her, but
thought we had a repeat of what took place last year at Fenway Park.
yeah, that was a good moment.
There's a pop-up into shallow right center field that has Betts battling the sun but handling out number 1 of the 3rd inning. So far so good for Stephen Wright. Through 2 1/3, he's given up just the 1 hit. And his first time through this Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Here's Cameron Rupp, who represents the number 9 spot in their order, and catcher. Drop in there for strike 1. Fielding Culberth has played today, calling the balls and strikes. There's a drive to left field. Ramirez turning, and he'll watch that hit the screening above the wall. Plays the carom, heading for 2 is Rupp. Throw to second is going to be not in time, as Rupp has a wall ball double with 1 out here in the 3rd inning.
Of course, that hit up on the screen part of the left field wall, which makes it die a little bit out there in left field, and that might have been a difference at second base. Had it been off the regular part of the wall, it would have bounced harder out to Hanley Ramirez. That was a high knuckleball that time that Rupp jumped all over for the 2-base hit.
So 1 out runner at second base, and Ben Revere, the batter, will drop in there for a strike. Revere's second look today at Stephen Wright, grounded out to second base in the 1st inning. On the ground up the middle as Pedroia goes to the backhand. Nicely picked and off balance throw, and a good pick by Brock Holt on the other side. Nice play on both ends, Pedroia and Holt, and Pedroia had a long way to go. An off balance throw, but he gets it there in time.
He showed some great range on that going past second base, because this ball looked like it might get into the outfield and a run. Instead, it's backhanded, the quick jump throw to first base, and a very nice pick by Brock Holt at the other end at first base. Stretching out, making the backhanded play, and Pedroia gets the out, saves a run.
Cameron Rupp takes third base with 2 away. Here's Freddie Galvis. He'll take the high strike call that time. Galvis flying out to left field, his first time up, 0 for 1 on the day. Back to right. He fields his position very well again and flips to first for the out. It ends the inning. The Phillies leave a runner at third base. We're through 2.5. It's 1-0 Boston. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, including opening day, marathon weekend, and the Yankees. All the 200% guarantee. Treat yourself or someone special. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit Ace Ticket. Bottom of the third inning back at JetBlue Park. Top of the Red Sox order. Mookie Betts, Dustin Pedroia, and Pablo Sandoval expected here in the bottom of the third. And Mookie Betts got the bottom of the first inning started off for the Red Sox with a double. He would score a run on the RBI single by Dustin Pedroia. A ground ball foul outside of third. What have you seen from Mookie Betts so far during the spring?
Terrific. Everything he's done. Defense, offense, running the bases. I mean, it's been a continuation of what we saw last year with a little more polish to it.
Waiting on deck. Starting to get to that point of spring training with the starters going a little deeper into games. Williams with his 35th pitch, and it is skied to center. Herrera going back, still going at the track, can't make the catch over the shoulder. One hops the wall, and Betts is thinking three. Ball is dropped out there by Herrera. Now he's going to try to come all the way around. Throw to the plate, and he will be safe. All the way around comes Mookie Betts. Likely a triple, and an error on the center fielder Herrera, who bobbled it on the one hop off the wall. And Mookie Betts touches them all, puts the Red Sox on top 2-0.
How's that for more polish? I mean, once again, the ball down away from Betts, and he shows power this time to center field. Over Herrera's head, who's been playing a great center field for the Phillies, then he can't find it. Once Butterfield saw that, that's when he waved Betts around, and he's able to score. That's why you go hard right out of the box. And he's thinking three bases if the ball gets over his head. All of a sudden, you look at the third base coach, and he's waving you home. He had to make the adjustment to get back to the bag to make the proper cut.
Roy swinging away. It's a ground ball down to third base. Ashe on the run, and it's dug out. No, off the glove to Kanzer, and Pedroia will reach. Off balance throw from Ashe.
Yeah, this ball should have been picked at first base by Kanzler. Instead, he just does not get it in the big webbing of the glove, and Pedroia is safe at first base.
Pitch runner for Pedroia at first as Pablo Sandoval gets his second at bat of the day.
Pedroia must have lost this morning. He must be on the way to Jupiter tomorrow.
Yes, he was on the losing team.
2 at bats and see you later. I'm going to Jupiter.
Long ride tomorrow morning. 3-hour trip up, 3-hour trip back, as this is lined down the right field line and foul. The runner at first base is Reed Granani. He'll be taking over at second base. Sandoval, the single to center field in the first. Red Sox already with 6 hits in the game off Williams as they bat here in the third inning, still with Nobody out in the inning. And another base hit here. Sandoval into right field. At the second base goes Granati. Second hit of the day for Sandoval is 2 for 2.
That's Sandoval first time going to left field for the base hit on an off-speed pitch. This time he gets the fastball, a cut fastball inside, and pulls it into right field. So Sandoval using the whole ballpark in his first couple of at-bats.
Now Hanley Ramirez, who struck out swinging in the first inning, one of 2 strikeouts today for Jerome Williams. Let's check back in with Al.
No, you guys were just talking about Mookie Betts. So last week I was talking about how good he's hitting to him. And I told him that at the time he was 8 for 17. And he was like, I'm going to pretend like you didn't say that so as not to jinx him. Since then, he's had like 3 doubles and now an in the park home run. And he's looking at an entire dugout of guys that just keep smiling and shaking their head at him. Not even superstition can stop Mookie, Don and Jerry.
Ramirez drives one out towards deep center field. Herrera going back. At the wall, it is gone. A 3-run home run for Hanley Ramirez. His first of the spring. And it gives the Red Sox a 5-0 lead. Straightaway center field for Hanley Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez with tremendous power. He gets that ball right down the middle of the plate. His swing reminds me so much of Manny Ramirez. The setup, the follow through. And of course, we saw Manny do that many times, and now Hanley to straightaway center field.
Bob McClure, the former Red Sox pitching coach, out there to talk to Williams. But Jerry, they have not ruled out an error in center field on the Mookie Betts play, so it is an inside the park home run. I have a hard time imagining that being the case.
That's a gift in your home ballpark.
Yes.
It should have been a triple and an error.
Absolutely.
But excuse me, Mookie will take that.
So an inside the park home run for Mookie Betts. Apparently the error was charged to the first baseman on the play that involved Pedroia. So they take a hit away from Pedroia. Here's Alan Craig. Bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. He lines one to left. Revere coming in, but he's got to play it on a hop. More hits for the Red Sox. Alan Craig's first hit of the day.
Williams not featuring very much out there today at all. Red Sox having some very, very good swings. Solid contact against them.
And Shane Victorino has one of those hits today. A single to left field in the second inning. Shows bunt, shortens up, but takes ball 1. Two and 0 to Victorino. This Victorino winning a world championship as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies and manning center field for the Philadelphia Phillies. It's great memories with Philadelphia. Gets a piece, fouls it back, and makes it 2-1.
Now Shane talks many times about the difference between East Coast baseball and West Coast baseball, because he had a chance to play with the Dodgers for a while, and he finds it much more intense. And when you think of the cities he's played in on the East Coast, Philadelphia and Boston, it doesn't get much better than that as far as intensity goes.
In the air to shallow right center. Herrera, who's been tested today, this time comes up with the catch out there in center field for just the first out of the inning. So with one out and Alan Craig at first base, here is Brock Holt. Brock struck out looking in the second inning, 0 for 1. Brock now 26 years old. Turned 27 in June. Last year becoming the first Red Sox player ever to start at first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left field, right field, and center field in a single season. And prior to last year, it only appeared at second base, shortstop, and third base. So he added a few more positions to his resume by the end of the year. And will likely do it again this season heading into the year. Very versatile utility man, infield and outfield, and the transition incredibly smooth last year to all positions. Didn't matter where he played.
He's going to be the guy that John Farrell goes to and says, you're in there tomorrow someplace. Depends on who I give a day off to.
On the ground, softly hit by the dive of Kanzler. Phelps with the pitcher not getting over there. He do nothing with it. Reaching at first to his hole as Alan Craig takes second base. Once again by Kanzler, the late departure from the mound for Jerome Williams. He had no chance of getting Holt at first base.
No, he thought that ball was going to go to the second baseman, and he doesn't react at all from the pitcher's mound. You can see right there. And then by the time he does, he's got absolutely no chance at all to beat Holt to the bag. I mean, it's automatic. Anything on that right side of the infield, you see drills every morning. Pitchers getting over to cover first base. That time Williams not doing it.
Eighth member of the Red Sox to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Xander Bogaerts. Single to left field in the second inning, 1 for 1. Fly ball foul down the left field line as Revere heads over towards the corner. Back into the seats. He's able to find a little guy. Finally found one.
Spider-Man.
Pickoff play at second base, bluffing, but no throw from Williams. As back to second goes Alan Craig. Craig at second, Holt at first. We're still just one out here in the third, as Bogaerts lets that one go by. 1-1. It's now 10 hits for the Red Sox on the afternoon as they bat with one out in the third inning. Williams has not been a mystery to this point. Bogaerts with a swing and a miss. Ryan Hannigan waiting on deck. Two balls, two strikes to Xander Bogaerts. Craig at second, Holt at first. Liner foul is just out ahead of that, and then it hangs here 2-2 to Bogaerts.
But really nothing Williams is throwing is fooling Red Sox hitters right now.
Berkeley line caught, and this will turn into 2. Court Phelps at second base. The unassisted double play. The hands at third. Red Sox tack on 4 more runs and take a 5-0 lead. People who care about your community, Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. Back at JetBlue Park at Fenway South, it's the 4th inning, and the Red Sox enjoy a 5-0 advantage. Their right-handed knuckleball starter, Stephen Wright, was given up a couple of hits through the first 3 innings. He'll be dealing with 3, 4, and 5 for the Philadelphia Phillies. Cody Ashe to lead it off for the Phillies. A strikeout victim in the first inning. A pop-up foul off to the left. Stephen Wright with 2 strikeouts today. Got Ashe in the first inning. Hansler in the second inning. That floats high and inside. 2-1. Fly ball to left center field. The new center fielder Cole Sturgeon there to make the catch in front of Hanley Ramirez for the first out of the 4th inning. Sturgeon taking over in center, and the Red Sox also have a new second baseman, Reed Granani, who had pinch run for Dustin Pedroia at second base. Stays in for him at second.
Looks like Mookie Betts is going to Jupiter.
Russ Hansler, the batter, takes ball 1. Hansler struck out swinging in the second inning. Fouls it off to the right, evens the count at 1-1. I was just talking about Mookie Betts. He's standing by with L. Duncan.
You just hit it in the park home run. Do you stretch that if this is the regular season?
I'm going to assume so, just because Butter told me to go. I wasn't really prepared to go for it, but when he started willing me home, I figured I might as well try and kick it into another gear with what I had left and finish it off.
Isn't that kind of, one of the difficult things about base running is trying to see what's happening in the field, but also paying attention to your coach?
Yeah, I couldn't see what was happening because it was behind me. And, you just got to trust in the coaches, and they know what they're talking about. They're here for a reason. So, it was fun.
As you crossed home plate, I looked into the dugout, and I saw lots of smiles and lots of head shaking. I know you're a humble guy, Mookie, but do you recognize that what you're doing here is special?
Sometimes you think about it, it's kind of special, but I'm just being myself. I don't want to do anything more, don't want to do anything less. I just want to be here to help the team, come when the season starts.
How do you keep some of that out of Poppy? You liked it as well, right?
Oh yeah.
It was good, right?
Oh yeah.
It was good. How do you keep some of that noise with the people that are saying that you could have been Rookie of the Year, that you're going to do this, that you're going to? How do you keep that noise at a minimum?
You can't think about it. Again, it's not a part of the game. That's stuff off the field. The only thing I can control is what's going on the field, and that's just going to play the game I know how to play, and then being with my team and everything. We keep each other humbled, and I think that's what's good about this group.
Short day for you. You clearly earned it. Get out of here. Thanks, Mookie.
All right, thank you.
All right, El, thanks very much. As Juan Nieves out to talk to Stephen Wright. Kansler first with one down, and Grady Sizemore coming up.
But else he dropped a get out of here on
Big Poppy.
On Mookie. Yeah. That's the last question. Get out of here. Get out of here. I love it.
Wrapped it up. She also got rid of Big Poppy, who was trying to intervene with the interview.
Taking charge down in the dugout.
A walk here to Grady Sizemore, and all of a sudden 2 on here for the Phillies with 1 out in the 4th inning. Jeff Francoeur coming up here for the Phillies, right fielder. Singled to center field in the 2nd inning. One of only 2 hits today for the Phillies. Red Sox out hitting the Phillies right now 10-2. Francoeur, 31 years old. Broke into the big leagues in 2005 with the Atlanta Braves. Carves it foul off to the right, and it's 0-2. Back-to-back walks allowed here by Stephen Wright in the 4th inning. Slowly grounded down the third baseline. Sandoval waiting for it for the force out at third base. Decided that was going to be his best opportunity, so actually kind of stopped his charging in from third base and hung around the bag at third until it got to him.
Yeah, very wise decision, because he would not have gotten the runner at first base. So if that ball stays in fair territory, he just tags the bag, stretches out like a first baseman, and makes the play, gets the force out. If he comes in front of the bag, tries to charge that, they're not going to get anybody, because there's no way they would have got Francoeur at first base.
So 2 on, 2 down, and it brings up Odubel Herrera. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Ground ball to Granani at second base. He'll go underhanded on the flip to Bogaerts. That ends the top of the 4th inning through 3.5. Boston on top 5-0. helps make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen. Good things are happening so far for the Red Sox, who are on top 5-0. Now hitting the Phillies 10-2. And that is the day for Jerome Williams, who went the first 3 innings today for Philadelphia. The pitcher is Andy Oliver into the game. 4 appearances so far during the spring. He's not given up a run, and he's 2-0. 0.91 opponent batting average against Oliver, 27-year-old from Chandler, Arizona, who has not pitched in the big league since 2011, doing so with the Detroit Tigers. Parts of 2 years with the Tigers. The last 2 seasons have been spent at AAA Indianapolis in the International League. 48 appearances out of the bullpen last year for Indianapolis. 3-4 with a 2.53 earned run average. He's taken by the Phillies in the Rule 5 draft. And will face Ryan Hannigan to begin things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So not a good outing today for Williams, who last 3 innings gives up a total of 10 hits, 5 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. Velocity did not appear where it used to be for Jerome Williams here today. Outside for ball 3, 3-0. Sturgeon waiting on deck. There's a strike, 3-1. On the other side, Stephen Wright pitching very well for the Red Sox today in his 4-inning effort, allowing just the 2 hits. And again sends one back up the middle. It is gloved by Phelps, but no play. Actually, Hernandez taking over second base for the Phillies.
I think we should also mention too what a very nice job Hannigan did catching Stephen Wright in this ball game today. And now for the bonus, the base hit up the middle. Nice backhanded play by Phelps, or Hernandez I should say, but no place to make that throw.
So Hannigan with a base hit on board to begin things here in the 4th inning. Here is Sturgeon, who took over in center field last inning. We talked about Stephen Wright. He is standing by with L. Duncan.
Yes, he is. 2 hits, no runs. How do you feel about your performance today?
I was able to throw a lot of quality strikes, except for that last, those 2 walks. For me, that's one thing that I just can't stand is when I walk guys, because I want to make them put it in play. Because if I walk guys, we don't have a chance to make a play, especially with the great defense that we have.
John Farrell was talking a little earlier about the game that sometimes it takes knuckleballers a little longer to develop. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of trial and error with this pitch. Sometimes you go out there and you feel like you can go deep in the game, and sometimes you're out there you can't even throw a knuckleball, let alone throw a ball that's just ball for a strike. But that just comes with it. We stick with the process. I got a lot of great guys here, with Wake, and then worked a lot with Charlie Huff. With Farrell, he had Wake, and so there's guys in the organization that have been with the knuckleball, so they kind of help me, try to hone it in, and so I don't try to go too many pitches with, bad mechanics, because that's the whole thing with the knuckleball is being able to repeat your mechanics.
Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Joe Kelly. He says he's okay, but you would probably be the guy to go. Do you feel ready if you have to go in New York?
Yeah, if that's what I need to do, that's my whole, mindset coming into spring training is just be ready for whatever situation that I'm needed. Joe's awesome. I think Joe will be fine. I don't know what the situation is with him, but I know that he's a guy that we need, and so my job is just to kind of whenever they need, that's what I'm here to do.
It's really hot out here. Would you like to go get out of the heat?
Definitely jumping in the cold tub.
Okay, there it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, it was a good day today for Stephen Wright, and he mentioned his defense behind him as well.
Yeah, I had a very good knuckleball, changing speeds with it today. Just had a little touch of wildness the last inning he pitched where he walked a couple of guys, but got straightened out on that.
Granani taking a pitch for a ball, and it's 1-1. Pitch ran for Dustin Pedroia last inning. The game now at second base with Ryan Hanigan at first base and one down. Andy Oliver taking over here for Jerome Williams in the fourth inning. A 21st round pick by the Red Sox last year. Spent the entire year at IA Salem. Fouls it off himself and is down 1-2. An even 300 last year in 99 games for Salem. Out of the University of Virginia, was first team all ACC honoree at second base. Evens the count at 2-2. Red Sox getting a run in the first, 4 in the third. And all the runs charged to the Phillies starter, Jerome Williams. Left side softly hit. Galvis cannot field it cleanly. It was maybe a get it, throw it scenario for him as quickly as he could because it wasn't hit hard at all. Granani got down there pretty well, but he'll reach it first. And Hanigan takes second base.
Go back and take a look at the day for Stephen Wright. As that knuckleball was very good for him, both up in the zone and down in the zone, changing speeds with it. Also had a couple of plays back to the mound that he made very good plays on. We talked about how a knuckleball pitcher has a little bit more time to set up and get a good position to play defense, and he certainly did that this afternoon.
Sandoval grounds it foul towards the end of the Red Sox dugout. Pablo's third at bat of the day, 2 for 2. He is single to center field, single to right, and scored a run.
Pablo.
There's a foul off to the right, and he is down 0-2. And again at second, Granani at first base with one out here in the Boston fourth inning. Down and in, and a nice block there by Cameron Rupp, the catcher.
This ball was headed back to the backstop because he's expecting the ball away, and it came way inside Sandoval, but still able to cross over that plate and knock it down. Keep an extra man out of scoring position.
Swing and a miss. Sandoval goes chasing and strikes out. Second strikeout for Andy Oliver. Second out here in the fourth inning.
Type of breaking ball right here. A slider, it looks like, from Oliver to pick up the strikeout against Sandoval. First time he's hit from the right side of the plate this afternoon.
Two down here in the fourth. Runners at first and second. Here's Hanley Ramirez. And the big 3-run home run in the third inning. Part of a 4-run attack in the inning for Boston. First home run of the spring for Hanley Ramirez. Back in the third. Straightaway center field for the Red Sox left fielder. Hanley hit 13 home runs during the regular season last year, 20 the year before. Both with the LA Dodgers. Outside for ball 2, 2-0. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. 2-1 now to Ramirez.
Pretty good swing on that 2-0 fastball right there by Hanley, just a little bit outside. But that was his swing designed to put 3 more quick runs on the board.
Most home runs in a season for Ramirez. He hit 33 home runs back in 2008 with the Marlins, a year in which he hit 300. Rounds one foul outside of third, evens a count of 2-2. Hannigan reaching on the infield hit. Sturgeon struck out. Granati reached on an infield hit, and then a strikeout for Pablo Sandoval. 2 on, 2 outs. So Alan Craig waiting on deck. Yeah, the dirt gets away from Rupp and still doesn't know where it is. So the runners finally move up. Could not find it. It was back in the hanging socks behind home plate.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could see that at the beginning. Rupp certainly couldn't find it, and it's a question whether the base runners were able to find it. It gets underneath the catcher's leg, and Rupp looking toward third base, but it's back behind home plate. Hannigan finally sees it. He moves up to third base, so 2 men do get in the scoring position with 2 outs.
This is back up the middle, off the glove of Hernandez. It kicks out towards left center. Hannigan scores. Granati scores, and the Red Sox take a 7-0 lead. 2 more RBIs for Hanley Ramirez. He's got 5 on the day. It's been a big day for Hanley Ramirez.
Yeah, Hanley Ramirez, 2 strikes, gets that breaking ball and tried the backhand. It did the pitcher Oliver, but gets underneath him, and Hanley will leave this ball game with 5 ribbies on the afternoon. Nice send about the second baseman. Hernandez knock it down, but that's not going to keep 2 runs from scoring.
Bryce Brent's pinch runs for Hanley Ramirez at first base. Alan Craig, the batter. Craig grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. Single to left in the third. 1 for 2 so far. Bounce in. So 2 more additional runs here for the Red Sox in the 4th inning. Up into shallow right. Hernandez out. Francoeur coming in, and Hernandez backpedals to make the catch. That ends the 4th inning, but the Red Sox tack on 2 more, take a 7-0 lead to the 5th. Fenway South, where the Red Sox have had a big offensive day, especially for Hanley Ramirez, with Boston on top 7-0. Big day for Ramirez, 5 RBIs. Ball game today. Nice outing today for Stephen Wright, who went the first 4 innings, giving it 2 hits, no runs. He would walk 2 and strike out 2. Anthony Bavaro taking over now for Boston. It's not issued a walk in 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts. This worked against the Minnesota Twins in the 18th, going an inning, giving up a hit and no runs.
Last year, Bavaro pitching 61 relief appearances for the Atlanta Braves.
At St. John's University. He's 30 years old, from Staten Island, New York. He will first face Phelps here to begin the inning. So foul back to the screen. Court Phelps moving from second base to third base. So Hernandez, who had checked in at second base, will be batting in the 3 spot now in the Phillies order. Second time that Phelps has batted today, fly to center field in the 3rd inning. Keeping score can be a challenge in spring training.
Yeah, and we're fortunate enough to have the numbers of the players who are coming into the game. The fans don't really have that. I mean, we have sheets and sheets of numbers and names, all maybe coming into the game, and it still takes us 2 innings to figure out who's in the game.
The problem is, you have 2 kinds of rosters. You have the regular roster of the guys that are going to be here.
Yeah.
Then you have what's called the travel roster, which is kind of a roving thing that changes day to day. And a lot of these guys are in there right now. Sturgeonson, Granani, some others. Then you have the Phillies stuff. They have all of theirs, and they have a traveling roster. So there could be any number of people that are here into the game. This is line to right, just out of the reach of Granani and into right field. Phelps has a base hit to begin things here in the 5th.
In other words, what you're saying, it's quite possible that we could certainly get things messed up for a number of innings.
Yes,
before getting it right, which has happened many times.
And it's happening earlier today than it normally does. I mean, normally,
I think it's that thing that Jupiter tomorrow that's messing everything up from a Red Sox point of view, because the guys are only getting 2 at bats and see you later. And
so Phelps aboard, and here is Rupp, the catcher, who doubled in the 3rd inning.
You know of anybody that works in this game that does an odd job, that has more guests in the booth than Joe Castiglione?
No. Well, Joe has a lot of friends. You and I don't have many friends, and I think that's part of the thing that sticks out for us, that Joe has a full booth every day of people. And no one really comes to see us at all. But we don't have very many visitors at all.
That's okay with me. I mean, that's just fine. But I mean, Joe, how many passes a day does he have to get for his booth? I mean,
the Joe Castiglione luxury box.
Unbelievable.
And several people in there. Jeffrey Lyons is in there today, the movie critic today. Oh, Joe Morgan's now.
Joe Morgan's in there now. Yeah.
And we got nobody over here, just you and me.
Yeah, that's it.
Every day. There we are. And we got a bunch of boxes, and Jerry and I.
Yeah. A lot of Joe's guys too during the week, when he's not working, are restaurant guys from Fort Myers, local restaurant guys, so places that he eats for free.
And there are a lot of them.
And he always goes, "Oh, you don't have to do that."
Okay. In the air down the right field line. Victorino on the move towards the line and into foul ground. Can't get it. Looked like Shane was there, but he could not make the catch.
We do offer the glove to the kid to see if he could make the catch. Slowed up just a little bit, then had to turn it on right toward the end, and he knows he's getting close to the wall. And like Shane just handed the glove to the little kid down there and said, "You catch it."
So Shane back to his spot in right field. Up with another chance here, down the count 1-2. I couldn't catch it, maybe you can. A chance here for Shane. This one more towards where he's standing as he makes the catch out there for the first out. Up retired, one down here in the fifth. Don't have to run very far for that one this time.
And sometimes we have guests in the booth like at Fenway that we don't even know are there because we're set low at Fenway, and there's people that can be above us that we can't see.
And they're not friends of ours that we invited.
No, we don't invite anybody.
That's the thing. That's my whole point, is that looking at this, we really don't have very many friends. Joe has lots of friends.
Yeah, but that's okay. Some people like friends, and other people
you don't need any friends.
Don't need any friends. Yeah, but I mean, would you want to get up this morning and have to get 15 bounces for your booth?
No, I would not want to have that many friends. I did, I'd like a couple friends. But look at all these people.
This is how they came in the World Series.
There's Joe's brother's back there. I can see Joe's brother. I see Joe Morgan. I see Jeffrey Lyons. I mean, that's the first row. There's other people in the hall that are with Joe.
Yeah, they come in between innings.
They're waiting to come in next inning.
There's got to be a restaurant guy there somewhere.
He was here earlier.
Was he?
Yep.
Is Joe even there?
Joe is. He's behind all those papers there. He's hidden there. He's closest to the window. The Joe Castiglione luxury box. Revere skies went out towards center field. Cole Sturgeon is out there, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the fifth inning.
Now Sturgeon getting touched a couple of times since coming into the ball game, replacing Mookie Betts, and he's been up to the challenge. There's Joe now talking about all his friends.
He's going to mention every one of them at some point during this inning too. Before they rotate the new friends, the old friends will be removed from the back of the booth.
You'll see a shift as soon as the third out's made. The shift will come in, and new friends will come in.
All these people will be gone. Can we show our booth again? Our friends? Can we show our friends again?
We don't even know who's working with us today. I don't think we have we not. I'm Jerry, by the way.
We have a new stage manager, Josh, who's with us today. I met Josh earlier. But Josh is it in our booth. We got a lot of boxes. Just met his new friend.
This is it.
That's Josh. He's working with us today. He's actually being paid to be here with Jerry and I. Some garbage. There's some boxes. And more garbage off to the side.
And there's the other booth.
Yeah, there's Joe and all of his friends. Two down here in the fifth. Freddie Galvis 0 for 2. He's flied out to left, grounded back to the mound. To left field. And Brad started in, but then has to backpedal to make the catch that ends the inning. 4.5 done. We're halfway through this one with the Red Sox on top 7-0. Red Sox spring training on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Bottom of the 5th inning, 7-0. Red Sox have the lead. Andy Oliver back on the mound here for the Phillies. First pitch to Shane Victorino in there for strike one. Victorino with a single in the 2nd inning, flied out to center in the 3rd. On the ground to third baseman Phelps, who fires to first for the out. Victorino is retired, 1 down, and send it down to L. Duncan.
Yeah, Don, I was talking to Stephen Wright when he came out of the game about would he be ready to go in New York if he had to replace Joe Kelly, who has been suffering from some bicep soreness. All signs point into Joe Kelly, at least out of his mouth, that he will be ready to go. Instead of starting today, he did throw a bullpen session. He said he did his normal routine, about 25 pitches to warm up, and then he simulated 3 innings at 15 innings pitched. Afterwards, he told reporters that he felt pretty good. In fact, he said he felt really good, and it was the best he felt spinning his breaking ball since he showed up at camp. He said he really had no concerns, and that's exactly what he told me a few days ago, that this is something he's dealt with for the last 3 seasons. And as far as when he's going to get that start, he says it could be on Friday. In fact, it will be on Friday. He's just not sure where because, Don and Jerry, as you know, the game is in Orlando, taking on the Braves.
Well, we're not doing that one, are we?
No, we're not.
No, we're doing. No. We have a game Friday though. Is there a split squad?
I don't think we have a game on Friday. Sunday is our next game.
Oh, that's right. We have almost a week off, and then we have every game the final week.
You have a week off. Not all of us have the week off.
What do you do?
NESN Sports today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tomorrow night, a NESN Sports update. 2-0 pitch to Brock Holt is low and away. And NESN Live also. I'm hosting 3 shows.
You're tripling up.
3 shows.
Yes. You're doing 3 shows.
3 shows.
The next 2 nights.
Tomorrow night and Tuesday night. So while you were off with your feet up on your lanai. Strike to Brock Holt.
Actually, for me, this will be a rule book read week.
Oh, is this the week you go through the
I've already read 3 chapters.
It's tough reading. It's not enjoyable, easy reading.
It's not one time through. You got to do it a couple times.
Strike call. Holt thought he had ball 4, but he gets the bad news from Fielding Culbreth.
Problem is, I'm reading a rule book from 2012. I don't have the updated version.
And things do generally change year to year a little bit.
You can see why Brock Holt threw that bat. He thought that was ball 4, and it probably should have been.
Swing and a miss, ends up striking out as Oliver comes back to get him. 3rd strikeout for Oliver since he's been in the game. 2 down.
Back to the breaking ball here to Holton. No contact from Brock. So after he thought he had walked, which he probably should have, it ends up being a strikeout, and that won't make you very happy.
Are there any rules in the rule book that you've never seen happen?
Oh, plenty of many. As a matter of fact, to read the rule book, I honestly believe that you can read the last 3 chapters and you get a pretty good idea of most of the things that we see. You know, a lot of the stuff at the beginning you really don't get to see very often. But it's a good idea to go through it just in case, you know, because we have tremendous people who during the game are able to look up rules very quickly for us if we need them. But kind of nice to have an idea. And it kind of comes back to you a little bit.
Yep.
You know, that's why I like to go through it at least once a year. There's some crazy plays in that book. That I mean, you've read it. It's, I mean, I can't even imagine seeing them. I don't think I've ever seen them.
Ryan Hannigan waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 5th inning. Red Sox on top 7-0. As Bogaerts takes the strike. Zender has singled and lined into a double play. Phillies have a right-hander up. Jumar Gomez. Ball 4 to Bogaerts, a 2-out walk. That's just the first walk given up by Phillies pitching today. comes Ryan Sandberg to make the change as Oliver ends up going an inning in 2/3. As Hannigan was about to bat, but Sandberg got there. He's had Gomez, as you saw, warming in the pen. And he will make the pitching change with the Red Sox on top 7-0. Will step aside.
Wow.
We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Red Sox have the 7-0 lead over the Phillies, and a lot of that has been Hanley Ramirez, 5 RBIs on the afternoon. Back in the 3rd inning, the home run, a straightaway center field. And then later on in the ball game, a ground ball up the middle, deflected by the shortstop, gets into left field, and 2 more runs come across. Hanley leads with a 2 for 3 afternoon with 5 RBIs.
Eddie Oliver leaving after an inning in 2/3. Jeanmar Gomez into the game here from Caracas, Venezuela. Pitching to Ryan Hannigan, who takes strike 1. Gomez spending last year with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Back each of the last 2 years with the Pirates. And in 5 spring training games, 0-1 with a 1.69 earned run average. Broke into the big leagues with the Cleveland Indians. 3 seasons with the Indians. Hannigan hits a one-hopper to second base. Hernandez with a nice pick and throws out Hannigan to end the inning. Through 5 from JetBlue Park, Red Sox have a 7-0 lead. 7-0. Red Sox have lead over the Philadelphia Phillies as we get ready for the top half of the 6th inning. Red Sox have their third pitcher of the day on the mound since Stephen Wright's away. Anthony Bavaro and now Craig Breslow into the game for Boston. Tough season last year for Breslow. Looking to bounce back this season. Is not allowed to run in 4 previous appearances in spring training without a record. He's gone 4 innings so far, and opponent's hitting at .214 against the veteran left-hander.
Little different type of spring for Breslow this year. Last year came to spring training and was fatigued from the year before. The year the Red Sox won the championship.
Some other defensive changes for the Red Sox defensively. Starting in right field, Kevin Heller takes over in right for Shane Victorino. At shortstop, Devin Marrero. That's the day for Xander Bogaerts. Luke Montz now at first base as Brock Holt's afternoon is over. Hernandez leads it off here in the top of the 6th inning for Philadelphia. Three for 30 so far, Cesar Hernandez in 14 spring training games. Into shallow right field. Heller just into the game. Makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning.
Battling the sun out there right now a little bit was Heller on that last play. Sunglasses on. Glove up high to try to protect against that sun.
One down for Russ Kanzler. He started the game at first base. He has since moved to left field for the Phillies. Kanzler a strikeout victim, and he picked up a walk in the 4th inning in 2 plate appearances. It's a fly ball out to right center field. Sturgeon, the center fielder, taking charge, and there are 2 outs now in the 6th. Well, for Breslow last year, he ended up going 2-4 with a 5.96 earned run average last year for Boston in 60 games. Logged 54 1/3 innings. It's after going 61 appearances in 2013, part of the championship team. He was 5-2 with a nifty 1.81 earned run average, and a huge part of the Red Sox World Series. Grady Sizemore batting with 2 down here in the 6th. 5 in a row now retired by Red Sox pitching.
Red Sox now shifting around as they take Cecchini and move him on the right side of the infield.
Sizemore takes the strike, and it's 2-1. There's Karen Cecchini on the right side of the infield. Devin Marrero left on the left side. A breaking ball that Sizemore fouls back. 2-2. Two flyouts so far for Breslow as he deals with Grady Sizemore with 2 outs and the base is empty. Full count now. With Jeff Francoeur waiting on deck here for the Phillies. In the air to left field. Bryce Brant's out there looking up into the high sky. Makes the catch that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 sixth for Craig Breslow. 7-0 Red Sox lead.
Before the guy.
Today, following the game, catch up with Charlie Moore as he visits Jacksonville, Florida to meet up with former Duke and NBA legend Christian Laettner. Christian shows Charlie how to surf fish for sharks. Don't miss the laps on an all-new Charlie Moore Outdoors today at 4. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Red Sox in charge here right now on top 7-0. Good spot to be here at JetBlue Park atop the Green Monster in left. Red Sox with 13 hits. The Phillies only 3 so far in the day. Cole Sturgeon leading it off here for the Red Sox in the 6th inning. Jeanmar Gomez back on the mound. Sturgeon, a 10th round pick by the Red Sox last year in the June draft. Lowell and Greenville, 2 destinations for him last season. It's a fly ball to center field. Herrera waiting as he makes the catch for the first out here of the 6th inning. So Sturgeon retired. There's Gradani coming up. Took over at second base for Dustin Pedroia with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Reached on an infield hit in the 4th inning. Gomez has retired both Red Sox batters since coming into the game that he has faced last inning and jumps ahead here 0-1. Andy Oliver, the middle arm of the 3 arms used today by Ryan Sandberg, in an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 runs of his own. 5 of the runs scored by the Red Sox charged to the starter for the Phillies, Jerome Williams, today. 3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. Aaron Cicchini waiting on deck.
That's the difference in big league camp today from many years ago, where you get players to come up and play in games that are not on the 40-man roster. That was almost unheard of in years past, where you think that was not in the 40-man roster would get a chance to play in a major league game. But you know what a thrill it's going to be for them.
That gives them a little bit of a feel of what it could be like in years to come.
Absolutely, play in front of a big crowd.
Hernani grounding out for the second out of the inning. There's Garen Cicchini, 12 spring training games, hitting at .314. He's made a lot of the trips. Seems though the starters do play a lot less than they did certainly in your era during spring training.
They do, because there are more games, and there's you know, more time to get ready now than there ever has been.
How many more games are there now than when you played? I mean, right now they're playing 32, I believe, this spring.
Yeah, I don't think we ever played as many as 32. I can't recall that. And we certainly didn't have 100 guys on the roster, you know. What was the Yankees that came here and had nobody? Everybody was over the number 60 or something.
Yes, down the first baseline. It's picked up by Gomez, who'll win the race to the bag for the out. That ends the sixth inning. We head for the seventh with the Red Sox on top 7-0.
Now.
Seven to nothing. Red Sox have the lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. We head here to the top of the seventh inning. New battery entirely for the Red Sox as Matt Spring does the catching for Boston. Takes over for Ryan Hannigan. And a new pitcher for the Red Sox as well. Heath Embry into the game for Boston. His fourth appearance of the spring has not given up a run. No record, 3 innings so far. Opponent's hitting at 100 against Embry. And he takes over for Craig Breslow. Had a 1-2-3 sixth inning. 3 fly ball outs in succession. Embry becomes the 4th Red Sox pitcher of the day. Jeff Francoeur leads it off for the Phillies here in the 7th inning. And he takes strike 1. Only 3 hits on the day for Philadelphia. Red Sox out hitting them 13-3, and so far blanking them on the scoreboard 7-0. Another foul, and it's 0-2. First full season in the Red Sox organization for Embry after being acquired from San Francisco. Part of the Jake Peavy deal prior to the trade deadline last year. In there for strike 3 to Francoeur. He strikes out for the first out of the 7th inning. But Jerry, we're talking about the competition. They're broken down into 10 players for each side. John Farrell setting it up. The competition was agility drills. The winning team did not have to go to Jupiter tomorrow, a 3-hour ride. David Ortiz was the referee for this event. In a series of agility drills and throwing, he had to knock off the top of the water cooler to advance. As Garrett Cicchini. Those are some of the drills you had to do, and it was really spirited. I mean, a lot of yelling going on, a lot of cheering going on. It was very exciting.
Anytime you get a chance to miss a 3-hour road trip,
right.
I mean, it would make anything exciting, right?
Think about how excited we would be if we were in competition not to go to Jupiter tomorrow, and we won. 3-hour ride each way, 6 hours on. They got to go over, what is it, Alligator Alley to get over there, and then up.
Across the alley.
Up. That's quite a way to figure it out, though. I mean, you think about it all the years. Usually it's the veterans don't have to go. There was quite a few veterans on each side.
Yeah, that's something new. I've never seen that before. Red Sox did not take batting practice today or any infield work. They had a meeting with the Players Association earlier this morning. It lasted about an hour and a half and then went through that agility drill session that we just showed you.
This is more of what they had to do. Garrett Cicchini was having trouble at this point. There was several tosses trying to knock this water thing off.
That's not easy.
I mean, it went on for a while. Ended up being extremely close as Jemile Weeks as well as Mookie Betts ended up the final, and they came right down. I mean, it was within a foot or two of either team winning, and as it works out, I'm pretty sure Dustin Pedroia is going to Jupiter tomorrow. We saw him leave the game. Hanley Ramirez is going to Jupiter tomorrow. Each player had to do it twice, go through this course.
Don, that's something you usually jump into.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was thinking about this, just looking at it this morning. I mean, this would be the kind of thing that you could tear both Achilles tendons.
Well, you could have done that when you took fly balls in left field also.
This is true.
You've never been one to worry about an injury.
No.
There's the referee, David Ortiz.
All he really did was blow a whistle. Did you notice that? There was really nothing else. Outside 2-0. Cord Phelps is third at bat of the day. He's flied to center, single to right field. He has one of the 3 Philadelphia hits.
You know, I think, and it makes me laugh because how much more they do in spring training nowadays, and certain clubs that I played on, and I'll go without mentioning the manager of one of the clubs, but I mean, our spring training was unbelievable. It was go out, lay down, do one lap around the field, and that never became a complete lap. It was just, it ended up being like around the infield. Then you stretched. And while we were stretching, at least 4 guys were taking a nap. And then it was a break.
Take a break from that.
Take a break. Come back out, take ground balls, hit a little bit, run your sprints, and go play golf.
That is exhausting.
The whole idea was to get out of there before noon to go play golf.
Wow.
I mean, their day has not even started yet.
I mean, you think about an NFL training camp. That's the thing I always think about.
I was always embarrassed as a baseball player. Can you imagine if there were a bunch of football players watching us go through what we go through? Right. I will admit, today they work 10 times harder. I mean, it's not even close to what we did. Now, some different managers have different styles, obviously. But this one particular manager, really, the whole idea was to get out by 12 to play golf.
Spring training was really not his cup of tea. Really, it was important in his estimation.
I used to love the break after the stretch.
Yeah.
It was terrific.
Go get a breather.
Have an orange juice.
Now, did you have food in the clubhouse like they do now? Because the food they have here is unbelievable.
No, I mean, you could eat 3 meals a day in the clubhouse now.
Yes, there's no reason to
nothing.
Wow. Well, things have definitely changed. Now visited the mound for Juan Nieves here. Talking to Hembree with 1 out. He's walked back-to-back batters. The 7-8 men here in the Phillies order with a 7-0 lead. Cameron Rupp, the batter, 1 for 2. A double back in the 3rd inning, flight out to right in the 5th. You mentioned the Players Union being here today. What generally takes place in those yearly meetings? I know they do it every year, coming in to talk to the players. What kinds of things do they discuss?
Generally just an update on what's going on, between the owners and the Players Association, what to expect maybe in the next year or two coming up. They go over different topics. They listen to some of the gripes and complaints that players may have, and they try to do the best they possibly can to accommodate them in any way they possibly can. But a lot of it's preparing for the future, preparing for future negotiations. We had Marvin Miller, who of course was instrumental in really getting things turned around to the players' side from ownership side when I was playing, and it seemed like every time a contract would come up, we'd either be on strike or there'd be a lockout, or it was crazy for a while. But it obviously changed the game incredibly.
There's so much peace between them for so many years now.
There should be.
You wonder about the players today, though, realizing what you went through, as many work stoppages as you went through in your career, in your time.
Well, it was a very hectic time for the union. And it was a time that you believed everything Marvin Miller told you, and he was a very sharp guy. And trying to get some equality for the players that was not there before free agency.
Up over the glove of a diving Garrett Cicchini, and Herrera comes around from second base to score. And there's dug out by Brents. Runners at second and third. Phillies get on the board. It's now 7-1. Loss costly for Hembree, who now gives up the Phillies' first run of the day.
One time, Don, we went on strike, and we were in Anaheim at the time, and it was mid-season as we watched that ball get by Cicchini down in the corner, and it was. They left us. I mean,
you're on your own.
We were on our own. Just had to get back any way you can, and the strike went on, of course. But lockout strikes, it was, I hope the players of today realize what some of the older players went through to have the kind of benefits and what they have today.
That had to be weird. Game ends and you're on your own on the West Coast. See you later. I mean,
Game never started.
Oh, it never even started.
It was on the West Coast before, and happened before the game even started. That was it.
Runners at second and third, 1 out. Phillies getting on the board here in the 7th inning.
We had that ridiculous situation. I was a broadcaster at the time where they had the replacement players come into play, and that was so silly.
You broadcasted those games.
Oh yeah, we were riding games, and other TV stations were pulling out. It was unbelievable. We went over to cover a Yankee Red Sox game of
the greatest rivalry in sports.
And there was almost a fight that day. I'm not kidding you. I kid you not.
Doesn't matter who wears those uniforms. They still don't like each other.
The Red Sox Yankee uniform. It was almost a fight on the field that day. I couldn't believe it.
They just don't like each other.
They just don't like each other.
Never have, never will.
No.
I can't imagine you doing replacement player games.
No, it was unbelievable. It was. Yeah, it was not good.
And this is up and in. Ruff is hit with the pitch from Hembree. So a tough inning here. A couple walks, a hit, now a hit batter.
Remember, we had this one pitcher on the Red Sox, and he was a local kid from can't remember exactly, from Massachusetts. I can't remember the town. And he was like a big attraction because he was from Massachusetts, so he was a pitcher. So they were scheduled for a split squad game, and we were supposed to cover the game up in Clearwater, I believe it was, and the other game was against the Twins right here in Fort Myers.
Very convenient.
And they had this kid scheduled to go up there, so Nessa was going to cover that game. So I went to the manager at the time, Kevin Kennedy. I said, Kevin, I said, can you pitch this kid over here in Minnesota so we don't have to make the trip to Clearwater? He says, sure, no problem. So he started him over in Minnesota. We switched trucks, we switched everything, and we covered him right here at home. I mean,
so to take care of your schedule, so you don't have to drive to Clearwater.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing was a joke.
It's unbelievable. That was very nice of him. I could totally see that too. Is there any way that maybe you could have him start here tomorrow?
I just told him. I said, sign him down. I said, what is he running him up to Clearwater for? I said, he's our big attraction. Right. He's our, a marquee player.
Right. We're going to put him on Nesson if you keep him here.
He's going to be on Nesson tomorrow.
Strike over the outside corner. If I known you had that kind of pull today, we could have not gone to St. Lucie or Clearwater again. What's going on now? Why can't you talk to John Farrell?
No, this is real stuff. I mean, this is the real stuff.
Been fouled up top and not a play.
There's another pitcher. It was I won't mention his name, but he really actually thought that this was going to be it, big leagues for the rest of his life.
He was going to stay.
He was going to, the players, the major league, were never going to come back, and it was going to be replacement players for the rest of baseball. And I remember seeing him out by the pool with the big flamingo over there in Fort Myers. And he came up to me and said, Jerry.
Big bid there by Brent, laying it out. One run is in. Here comes another. And it is a 2-run double off the wall down the left field line. And 3 quick runs here for the Philadelphia Phillies. And Galvis that time, and that's going to be the day for Embry as John Farrell heads out.
Yeah, so he says, Jerry, he says, there's nothing like me in the big leagues working every 5 days. I said, young man, I said, don't get used to it.
Embry comes out. Red Sox have a 7-3 lead. Seven to 3, Red Sox have lead over the Phillies with 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Red Sox bringing on their 5th pitcher of the game, Edwin Escobar, into the game. The Giants deal with Jake Peavy going to the Giants right before the trade deadline last year. His 4th appearance of the spring, no record of 4.50 earned run average. Walked 3, struck out 3, and opponents only hitting it .083 against a left-hander. Tough outing for Embry, who 2 walks. Hit a batter, 2 hits, and so far 3 runs. Escobar coming into his 2nd and 3rd situation with 1 out here in the 7th. Cesar Hernandez flied to right last time up. Ground ball to third base, and out there, no play at first base. Keeney able to apply the tag for the out.
Well, that's a bad base running play right there. I mean, you're down by 4 runs in the ball game, and how can you possibly get trapped like this and get tagged out? That's just A mental mistake and a very costly one by Ruff. Cicchini, seeing that he was going down the line, knew that he had an opportunity to tag him out, and he did.
2 on, 2 down. As Kanzler, the left fielder, takes a pitch high for ball 1. Escobar, after the trade last year, appeared in 5 games with Pawtucket, 2 in Boston. And this is through the left side into left field, a base hit. He is cut off and a flip to third base, and Galvis able to get back to the bag. This is now loaded with that base hit by Kanzler. Comes Grady Sizemore in a bases loaded situation.
Jumps on that first fastball and a top spin ground ball through that left side, and a pretty good charge put on it out there by Brenson. Not able to score the run, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
A tying run now at the plate for Philadelphia. A breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Smothered that time by Matt Spring. Sizemore today is grounded back to the mound, walked, and flied out to left field. Breaking ball missing a little bit high, 2-0. Pickoff play at second, and is thrown off the runner. And coming in from third base to score is Freddie Galvis.
Yeah, really an unnecessary attempt right there by the combination of Marrero and Escobar, because you got lefty working against lefty. You're ahead in the count, no balls, excuse me, a couple behind in the count, 2 balls and no strike, and they try to make this pickoff attempt at second base where, I don't know, you know, to me it's just, it wasn't that far off second base. I don't think it was worth the attempt in a gift run.
First and second now with 2 outs in the inning and a 2-1. Look out, and Sizemore gets hit in the back. This will load the bases. This second hit batter of the inning for the Phillies.
The Red Sox pitchers coming out of control here in the 7th inning. Every hitting the batter, and now Escobar right off the 24 on the back of Sizemore. So things have been running very smoothly for the Red Sox here until the 7th inning.
So bases loaded. Jeff Francoeur began this inning by striking out. Now he bats with the bases loaded. And it's a one-hopper to second base sharply. Granani will throw first for the out. That ends the inning. But the Phillies do score 4 times in the inning. It's 7-4 Boston, 7th inning stretch. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, including opening day, marathon weekend, and the Yankees. All the 200% guarantee. Treat yourself or someone special. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit Ace Ticket. Seven to 4, Red Sox have the lead. The Phillies put together a 4-run attack in the top half of the 7th inning. And some changes for the Phillies. Jordan Danks taking over in center field now for Philadelphia. Bull Herrera done for the day. Boy Hill now in for the Phillies doing the catching. And the new pitcher for Philadelphia, their 4th of the day. Luis Garcia coming into the game. His 7th appearance, not giving up a run in 6 innings, 3 hits. Opponent's hitting at 158 against him. Bryce Brent's leading it off here for the Red Sox. We'll take strike 1 from Luis Garcia. Swing and a miss, so the pitcher was up 0-2. Jackie Bradley Jr. has come out on deck with bat for Alan Craig in the DH spot. 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Bryce Brent strikes out. With 1 down, let's check in with Al Duncan.
Don, you know, Bryce Brent is in the game because he spelled Hanley Ramirez, who started in left field. And Hanley hasn't exactly put up huge numbers at the plate so far this spring. You wouldn't know that based on his performance today. 5 RBI, including a 3-run shot in that 4th inning. I talked to Hanley, well, reporters talked to Hanley rather a little bit ago, maybe about 15 minutes ago back in the clubhouse, just about whether he's okay with not hitting well in the spring. And he said he hasn't done it since 2006 when he started with the Red Sox. He's not trying to make the team. And at this point, he's just looking to get his stroke back and working on his timing. And then he talked a little bit about his cohort out in center field, Mookie Betts. He says that, again, he reminds him of himself back in 2006 when he really wanted to make a team, that what he's doing is really quite incredible. And then Don and Jerry, when Hanley was asked about whether possibly making a play to John Farrell, that based on his performance today, he wouldn't have to travel to Jupiter, he just laughed and said, I wish. Because he's going.
He is going. Dustin Pedroia also going as part of the losing team in the agility drills. This one fouled back by Jackie Bradley Jr. They're going out in the 7th inning. I think it's a different mindset for different guys coming into spring training. Guys who know they're going to be on the team and guys who are battling to be on the team.
Absolutely. And you know, for guys that know they're going to be on a team, it's a matter of using this time to properly get in shape, stay in shape, and get their timing and rhythm down. And that all comes in the length of spring training. And, you know, players like to be extremely sharp going into the last week of spring training. You just feel that way because you feel like, you know, you're going to get off to a good start if you are. And then you got the other situations, you know, guys battling to make a club. Every at bat there's pressure. Every fly ball there's pressure. Every ground ball there's pressure.
It seems as we wind down here, March 22nd, starting to get into the last week, that there are more and more sent out of camp on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, you know, your players are going longer. Your everyday players are starting to play a little bit more. You don't have the split squad games that you have earlier in the spring. And so you can make those roster moves. And, you know, they still call guys up like we've seen in the game today from the minor league camp.
One of them right here, and Kevin Heller, who bats with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Heller last year spending time between Single-A Salem and Double-A Portland. It's a ground ball to shortstop. And a 1-2-3 inning for Luis Garcia. Red Sox down in order in the 7th. We head to the 8th. 7-4 Boston. Nesson is brought to you by Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MySeats. Bob's Discount Furniture. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Beautiful day here at JetBlue Park at Fenway South in Fort Myers, Florida. It's kids out there today. Red Sox on top 7-4 as the Phillies come to bat here in the 8th. Lots of sunshine down here in Fort Myers. Edwin Escobar, who was able to secure the last 2 outs of the 7th inning, back out there to begin the 8th. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Jordan Danks leading it off. He took over in center field. Swings to the 2-0, a broken bat, soft liner that is picked in the first base for the out. Hanging on the right side of the infield, able to retrieve that, and there's one away.
Getting back to those replacement players for a while, you know, they were great for interviews because they all wanted to be on TV.
They're all available?
Oh, they were all available. More than available. I mean, you'd walk on the field and they'd walk in front of you. They'd tripping all over you to try to get, you know, and for some of those guys it wasn't fair because the front office said, look, you better play in some of these games or, you know, we're probably going to let you go. So it wasn't, you know, some guys it wasn't fair to, really. It was forced into playing in some of those games.
Fly ball out to right center field. On the move is Heller, and he's not going to get there. And here comes Sturgeon to run down the warning track, and into second base goes Phelps. A one-out double here in the 8th inning, splitting the center fielder and right fielder out there in deep right center.
Now some late activity for the Phillies here late in the ball game. They're very, very quiet through the first 6.
Roy Hill coming up here. Ryan Sandberg and Larry Bow looking on in the 8th. His first plate appearance, took over defensively last inning for catcher for the Phillies and Cameron Rupp. He'll take a ball inside. With the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, Last year, 10 games with Philadelphia, hit at .238. Spent the bulk of the year at AAA Lehigh Valley for the Phillies. Escobar falling behind 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Taking a step towards first base. Thought he might have had ball 4. There's ball 4, and down to first he goes. So 2 on here for Philadelphia. Again, they'll bring the tying run to the plate again. And running out of the dugout is Juan Nieves. Before Ruff could head to the plate. So first and second, 1 down. The Red Sox starter today was Stephen Wright. 4 shutout innings today for Wright. He looked pretty good, Jerry, this afternoon.
Yeah, he really did. You know, good job changing speeds on his knuckleball. Well, that would really dip down and out of the strike zone. And he's had 1 inning where he walked a couple of guys, but also a couple of nice defensive plays. That one to get himself out of an inning. So yes, all in all, a very nice outing today by Stephen Wright as he continues to impress.
Fouled off to the right out of play. And out here in the inning. Runner at second, a runner at first for Philadelphia. Darren Ruff was hit by a pitch. First time he batted. It was by Heath Hembry, who allowed 3 runs in a third of an inning today. Now ball to third as Cicchini will run to the bag, tag and aim, fire to first late. Mott's able to knock it down. They do get the lead runner on the force out for the second out here of the 8th.
Nice job over at first base by Mott's too, because Cicchini getting the force at third base, then had to throw a little bit off balance, kind of a swing the ball to first base type of throw. There's Mott's really acting like a catcher right there as he got down and blocked that ball, keep that runner at second base.
Andres Blanco, the batter. Blanco had a double his last time up to drive in 2. That's a fly ball out towards deep left center field. Cole Sturgeon, battling the sun, makes the catch that ends the top of the 8th inning. 7-4, Red Sox have the lead as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. We'll stay with Nesson following today's Red Sox game for Charlie Moore Outdoors and the Bruins' final game of their visit to the Sunshine State as they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Join Dale Arnold and Billy Jaffe for the pregame at 4:30, followed by the 5 p.m. puck drop. Bruins losing last night in a shootout against the Panthers. The Lightning tonight. Here it is, 7-4. Red Sox have the lead over the Philadelphia Phillies under the bottom of the 8th inning. Luke Montz leading it off for Boston. 12 games so far during the spring, hitting at 200. The pitcher on here for the Philadelphia Phillies. And then slowly with a breaking ball that misses outside. 2-1. Fifth appearance, 2-1. 2.35 earned run average. Slowly breaking into the Minnesota Twins in 2007. 6 seasons with the Twins. Spinning out of the box there is Montz. Spent the last 2 years with the Miami Marlins. 3-6 and 1-1 in the last 2 years with Miami. This is laced down the left field line and caught by a fan. Nice grab.
I see so many people come to the ballpark with gloves and never get an opportunity to make a play. This guy with the outfield is mid on and makes a nice catch going away.
Mont's frozen there, and it's a strikeout for Slowly for the first time here in the 8th.
Well, look at that great catch, the catch of the day. It's a good thing he had that glove on, because look at the family behind him and the baby. He's good to Mickey.
One out here in the 8th inning. Marrero batting. Marrero taking over at shortstop 2 innings ago. And she takes the strike and is down in the count 1-2. A lot of Slowey's career has been spent as a starter, and that was the bulk of his time with the Minnesota Twins. And a swing and a miss. Slowly with back-to-back strikeouts, 2 down here in the 8th.
Watch the father of the baby on this foul ball as he makes an attempt to make a play on that fly ball. He almost destroyed his family and the baby. The baby crying?
I think so.
Yeah. I think that's intentional because the Red Sox have had a couple of guys hit.
The Phillies have had a couple of guys hit too.
The Phillies, excuse me. The Phillies have had a couple of guys hit. So with 2 outs in the inning, get 1 back.
Ben Revere had been hit. Grady Sizemore had been hit. Spring gets hit here with 2 down in the inning. Sturgeon coming up. Now Slowey was showing great control there the first 2 batters.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that.
Back-to-back strike
training game.
Yes. On the outside corner, and he's ahead 0-2. Takes the plate, fouls it off to the left out of play. Clay now 30 years of age. Signed by the Phillies as a minor league free agent. Over the course of his career, a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. Pretty good strikeout to walk ratio over the course of his major league career. Career 2.45 earned run average. On the ground up the middle and diving at second base. Hernandez gets it to second just in time. Had the catcher spring running, and they're able to make a nice play at second on the force out. It ends the inning. It's 7-4. Boston on top. Seven to 4. The Red Sox have the lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. Into the ninth inning we go. And Zeke Sproul coming into the game for Boston. Comes the sixth pitcher used today by John Farrell. Cesar Hernandez leading it off. And taking strike one. Hernandez 0 for 2 in the game since coming in the sixth inning. Center field. Cole Sturgeon makes his way back and handles out number one of the ninth inning. So one down. And Russ Kanzler coming up, starting the game at first base, but has since moved to left field for the Phillies. Strike one over the inside corner. Stephen Wright started this game 4 shutout innings today for the Red Sox knuckleballer. So Anthony Barbaro an inning, Breslow an inning, Heath Embry went an inning and 2/3. Left side shortstop Moreno able to pick it, and the throw in time. 2 down in the 9th.
Morera's really smooth with that glove. He really is. That ball here, he played it off to the side a little bit. Took kind of a tricky bounce on it, but still the quick hands able to make the play. Sets up very nicely for that throw to first base.
2 outs in the 9th inning. A little bit low that time, and it's 2-0. Now. Chris McGinnis batting here with 2 outs in the 9th. And he'll take a 4-pitch walk with 2 down in the 9th inning. Down to first base he goes.
Farrell telling the first baseman Montz to play behind him. Sox with a 3-run lead. No need to hold the runner on.
So 2 outs, runner at first. Jeff Francoeur. Actually, it is not Francoeur. The pinch hitter for him. Ryan Bosevich is pinch hitting. Bosevich we saw last weekend, the game in Clearwater. Jeff Francoeur today had been 1 for 4 from this spot, as now Spring, the catcher, out to talk to Sproul. Got 2 quick outs, but then the walk to McGinnis. Outside again, 2-0. This time 2-1. He stayed out there. This time able to pick up that outside corner. Jordan Danks waiting on deck for the Phillies. There are 2 outs here in the 9th. 3-1.
A couple of quick outs and now having a problem finding the strike zone. The walk, falling behind 3 balls and 1 strike.
Down the left field line. That is going to be a fair ball. Up off the wall, played by Brent. Into third base goes McGinnis. Bogusevich has got himself a double. And the tying run will come to the plate here with 2 in scoring position. Juan Nieves is headed out there now.
Well, the Phillies continue to peck away at this big lead the Red Sox had today, going to the opposite field and right down the line. Almost looked like it hit the foul pole on the wall out there. Let's take another look. Not very close to it. Bryce Brent's playing it off the wall, and all of a sudden the potential tying run coming to the plate.
Jordan Danks, the batter, grounded out to second base in the 8th inning, 0 for 1. Zig Sproul, who having a tough time here all of a sudden, the last 2 years pitching for Arizona. There's a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit. From third, McGinnis scores. Bogusevich is going to come in. And it's now 7-6 with 2 outs in the 9th inning. All this coming with 2 outs in the inning.
It all started with a walk. After a couple of easy outs here tonight, the base on balls to McGinnis. And then since then, the double and now the single to drive into. base, and first base has to hold that runner on.
Ward Phelps the batter. Tying run at first base. 2 down. Breaking ball in there for strike one. That's today. It's flying to center, singled, walked in, doubled. Foul back to the screen and Sproles ahead 0-2. Red Sox had a 7-0 lead. Four in the 7th, 2 so far here in the 9th. A little bit low for ball one. Outfield straight away. Zeke Sproul trying to wrap this up for the Red Sox. Outside, 2-2.
Spring trying to frame that on the outside part of the plate, but just a little bit too far outside to get the call from Culbreth.
Fly ball to center field. Sturgeon is out there, and the Red Sox won it. Oh, valiant comeback try here by the Phillies, who trail 7-0 at one point, but the final score is 7-6 as it works out. As Boston ends up out hitting the Phillies 13-9, victorious today. That does it for Red Sox baseball from JetBlue Park at Fort Myers. Again, 7-6 the final. For Jerry Mayo, Duncan, and our entire crew, I'm Don Arcillo saying so long from JetBlue.